That media conference, as it pertained to national security, brought absolutely no hope to the country as it pertained to what the Prime Minister stated. There was not one thing of substance that he said that could give any citizen the belief that he understands his role and function, not just as the Prime Minister, but the chair of the National Security Council. All of his comments were vague. He was tiptoeing. Thankfully, what we saw is that the media stood up to him and his bullying tactics. And they questioned the type of the comments that he was making and his actions. To have the audacity to state that you, as the Prime Minister, it is not mandatory for you to attend a meeting with the opposition in anti-crime talks. That shows how clueless this man is to understand his role and function and responsibility. That is shirking responsibility by you stating that I don't have to attend. Are you so lazy? Are you so busy? The most critical concern in the country at this time has to do with the fundamental rights of citizens, which is that to live. And you are saying that you are not obligated to attend meetings with the opposition. And you know why? It is either because he's actually lazy, or he's so full of hatred and bitterness for the opposition that he feels that he does not have the capacity to swallow his pride and meet with members of the opposition. That says a lot. It goes right back to what Patrick Manning says, that when he is full of hate and bitterness, he gets totally out of control. And you cannot make decisions whilst you're angry to lead a nation. So the comments that he made, it showed that there was nothing he brought of value. You're speaking about bringing your Minister of National Security, speaking about bringing in the FBI and the CIA. When it comes to Carnival, law enforcement is the critical avenue. You need to deal with persons who understand how to deal with crowd control, how to deal with operational command center, how to have a rapid response, how to be able to deal with street violence. That is not the role of the FBI and the CIA. So telling us the FBI and CIA is going to help us to deal with crime, the only value they could bring is if there's some degree of a possible terrorist threat or something like that for Carnival, which we have not seen in our lifetime. So to try to speak about utilizing the support of external US agencies that are involved more so in clandestine operations, special operations, and intelligence gathering to deal with crowd control and law enforcement during Carnival, it shows how clueless this man is. And then after, the media continue to ask you, would you attend the anti-crime talks that the opposition invited you to? This man has the audacity to state that those type of meetings is a puppy show. So politicians meeting with citizens on the ground, hearing their concerns, hearing their recommendations, listening to what it is that they feel could be done. You see that as a puppy show? It shows that this man has totally lost touch with the people who put him in office. And that is a clear sign that he should be removed from office. So to state that politicians on the other side meeting with citizens to hear their concerns, to hear them voice their concerns, give recommendations, you see that as a puppy show? So what do you see as something of value? Because in that whole media conference, there was not one thing of substance, not one policy, not one piece of technology, not a new unit, nothing as of any value that could give the country hope that he's going to do something positive to transform our national security architecture. And as it pertains to his pathetic attempt dealing with Erla Christopher and stating that the government would support her, the country is fully aware that Keith Rowley's goal to have a commissioner of police is not to have the best person for the job who can reduce crime, but to have a puppet that will adhere to the political instructions to target political opponents. That is what he did with myself, where the focus was on putting $40 million to give to foreign attorneys and try to make them SRPs to arrest political opponents of the government. Keith Rowley has no interest in finding a commissioner of police who I get the highest amount of points by an impartial, independent police service commission. He has no interest of public trust and confidence that the public will have of that commissioner of police. He has no interest pertaining to public trust and confidence in the police service under that commissioner of police. He has no interest to ascertain how it is that the police service commission will measure a commissioner of police or the crime reduction by that commissioner of police. His concern is if that person is going to adhere to the directives of politicians. So whether it is Erla or whoever, that is their intention. Their intention is to find someone who is going to adhere to the objectives of this government, which is to find a commissioner of police who is going to spend most of their time trying to target political opponents. And that, as I continue to say, is a sign of democratic dictatorship.